On today's episode of The Angle Show, we're going to talk about a WWE canceled debut. Yeah, it looks like that debut plan might be on hold. Also, some major plans for NXT, a couple different changes that they're going to be making moving forward. And then we got to talk about AEW Grand Slam because there's yet another change. Welcome back to The Ango Show, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ango, and I want to kick things off with AEW Grand Slam. There's obviously been a lot of confusion about AEW Grand Slam because of the time zone difference between America and Australia, and then, of course, whether or not it's being streamed on Max Live or if it's going to be pretty much anywhere else. I mean, this is becoming a confusing situation. Obviously, there is a scheduling conflict because of the TNT NBA All-Star Weekend. And originally, the event was supposed to air at 8 p.m. Then it was saying that it was going to air around 2:30 a.m. Eastern time. Now, according to those close with Warner Bros. Discovery, the official broadcast time has been adjusted and will now air at 10:30 p.m. Eastern on TNT following the NBA All-Star Weekend coverage. Now, the thing is, though, there is a lot of uncertainty as to whether or not the event will be taking place on the Max streaming service. Will it be live? Will it be simulcasted with TNT? Are they just going to upload it on demand? It's a very tricky situation, honestly. And AEW Grand Slam, there's a lot of issues with this. Originally, it was supposed to be a stadium show. Then it got moved to a smaller venue. There's a lot of logistical problems here. And then on top of that, because of the time zone difference, then obviously there's like a 23-hour tape delay from when it happens to when it airs. And then that becomes a big problem. And then also now, like, there's talks of them doing bundled tickets to try and sell more tickets. To be honest with you guys, the event is sort of flopping. And that's just coming down to the numbers. But I think really what's important here is that AEW just gets this done with and moves on. Honestly, this was not a good decision by AEW. People will try to defend it, and that's fine. I understand how the sickos work, but it wasn't a good decision. They were... Go back to the video of when I announced that they were going to do this. I was very, very excited for them to go internationally and to expand and do stadium shows, because obviously that's a thing that I like about wrestling. I feel like maybe miscalculated this. I don't know what it is. I think there's a couple different issues, miscalculations of where they're doing it and how they're doing it. And then obviously, you know, when WWE does a pay-per-view internationally, it goes live in the Eastern time zone. So we watch it live. We don't watch it on a tape delay. It's hard to watch a PLE, which originally this was supposed to be a pay-per-view. Now it's not a pay-per-view. You know, it's hard to watch that kind of unfold the way it has. Let's talk about WWE NXT and some major plans. Definitely got to talk about this for sure. A couple things that WWE is going to be doing. Corey Brennan of Fightful Select has reported that they were told each month for NXT there is expected to be 2 tapings a month on the road, while the remaining weeks will be taped at the Performance Center moving forward. They haven't heard if this is the long-term plan for NXT's taping schedule or if they just plan on doing more outside the Performance Center events. Let me be very clear here. I think this is amazing for NXT's roster to get out of the Performance Center. They were at Center Stage yesterday, a phenomenal crowd. It looks great. We know that they're doing the Brady Center, Andrew J. Brady Music Center that AEW recently did. Smaller venues for NXT outside of the Performance Center is a great idea. It's a good approach. You got to get people experience outside of the Performance Center. So that is obviously really big. Part of these major plans, though, for NXT also include a possible event in New York City. And this one is really cool because I've seen some like MMA events here. I've seen some, other events happen. But basically, WWE NXT, according to PW Insider, they are looking to hold a TV event in New York City this March. And PW Insider was actually told that the proposed date is March 11th, and it would be taking place at the theater in Madison Square Garden. So it wouldn't be the actual MSG, like big ass arena, but they do have a little theater there. And there's actually been some really cool events that have happened there. Again, like I've seen them, I've been there. So I think it's a really unique venue And I think, wrestling companies being there would be cool. And I think for NXT, that's a cool thing. It's like, this is one of those things where pro wrestling, whether it's a big arena or a small arena, pro wrestling thrives on the crowd. New York City is a very, very hot crowd, obviously. So for NXT to get that experience, and there's some people in NXT who don't need the experience, but there are a lot of people in NXT who don't know what it's like to perform outside of the performance center. So the more that WWE is doing this, the better it is for the growth and development of their talent. Obviously very exciting to see that, the theater in Madison Square Garden could definitely be used. We'll see what happens, man. WWE did some stuff there a long time ago, but that was like back in the WWF days. So very good move for NXT. Very excited to see what that means for NXT. Yeah, obviously some big plans in the works. Okay, let's go on to our main topic. We got to talk about this. Jordynne Grace expected to debut in the Royal Rumble. She comes out today and she puts out a tweet and she says, "I'm 100% hosting my mom's 50th birthday party this weekend. Love y'all though." And in this screenshot, she includes her ticket from Atlanta, Georgia to Austin, Texas. She leaves Friday, comes back Sunday, and yeah, man, that's interesting, right? She's telling us that she ain't gonna be there. I don't know if this is a Photoshop. I don't know if this is Jordynne Grace trying to troll everybody. But perhaps very, very possible that Jordynne Grace does not debut in the Royal Rumble, which would suck. I think she should go into the Royal Rumble and win the Royal Rumble. But yeah, man, this is one of those situations for WWE. We got to see what they have planned. I don't know what they have planned, right? It's Royal Rumble's always filled with surprises. We don't know what kind of surprises to expect. But obviously, when it comes to Jordynne Grace, I feel like she's kind of in a weird spot too, because if I was a talent and I was coming on board to the WWE, I probably wouldn't want it spoiled. I probably wouldn't want everybody talking about me debuting. I would probably find it more impactful to be a surprise. With Jordynne Grace, though, it is kind of interesting, though, because she's obviously been on WWE programming before due to the partnership with WWE and TNA. So is it really a surprise at this point? But if Jordynne Grace is in the Royal Rumble, I think that's really good. If she doesn't win the entire thing, she should obviously have a very, very big performance and just let WWE just put the rocket on her, right? If that's not the case, if that's not what they do here, then that's okay too. If she doesn't debut at the Royal Rumble, then they have to make it very clear that she's, coming to the company, maybe announce it, maybe whatever it may be. They got to do something to hype it up. If you're not going to go that surprise element, which personally speaking, I would say just do vignettes, kind of like what you did with Penta. People know that Jordynne Grace is coming to the WWE, whether Jordynne Grace is denying it or not. We know she is going. Now we'll see if this is just an effort to kind of swerve the fans, which I think could be the case. And if she's trying to swerve the fans, good for her. I don't think it's working for me personally, but yeah, I'm excited. I think Jordynne Grace, regardless of when she shows up, I think she's going to be a big deal in the WWE. I look forward to seeing what she does in the WWE. And obviously I wish her luck. And if she's out celebrating her mom's 50th or whatever, then enjoy that too, right? Ladies and gentlemen, that is the Ango Show.